Hello. So, to say this is not the video I wanted to start with is an understatement, but it's the video I'm going to have to make because if I want to share any of this, it's looking like I'm going to have to start from the bottom and hopefully work my way up rather than do what I was hoping to do, which was start with a video sharing CCC and getting to CCC and launching from there. But for anyone that hasn't met me, my name's Simone Brick, professional trail runner for Solomon this year. And yeah, my year has been a shit show, to say the absolute least. Now, there's been some good times in between, but I feel like I'm just using all my bad luck up in one go. So let me take you a little bit on story lane. It's not going to take too long, but essentially I've had a few races so far this year. First race, I was bitten by a snake the week before. That was this one. That was Warby Trail Fest, all the way back in March, where I was feeling really good, but my last session, 1 week out, bit by a snake. Now that doesn't bode well for feeling real good racing on the trail the next week, I learned, but chalked it up to, hey, there's some bad luck, nothing I can do about it, and we move on. Now, a week or so after that, I lost my soulmate, my absolute shining light on this earth being my dog Maya, which came a few days or a week before my next race. Now, safe to say, I was not myself during that race. I did not want to be there. That was Kununyi Mountain Run. So I was off to a brilliant start to the year, and I kind of had this whole period of trying to re-find life without my buddy that it was always there for me. So that was rough. But then I got off on a good track. We went to the Skyrunning World Series in Malaysia and Japan in April and May. Those went off pretty damn good. I made some dumb mistakes in Malaysia that landed me in hot water with dehydration, but races were actually fine. Coming off the back of that, we take a break for the season. I just took a couple week break, managed to win UTA 11 in the middle of that, so that was fun, and then got into training with everything geared towards CCC. And when I say everything, I was switched on. It was just pouring all my efforts into a good CCC 100K. Now, I got into a brilliant spot. Training was going great. I was knocking back the weeks. I was knocking back sessions after long runs that I was like, well, cool. Body's loving me at this point. Now, this was end of May, all of June, right up until the end of June, when I was once again meant to have my next race on Aussie soil, being the BTU final. And for anyone that's lived throughout Melbourne, I don't know if it's the rest of Australia, but definitely Melbourne this year, you've had the lurgy. It's everywhere. And my turn happened to start the day before BTU final, Golden Trail National Series final up in Queensland. So I was a sick mess at that race. Didn't feel good at all. Now, I just did what I would normally do when I get sick. I rested, slowly recovered, got back to training in a way that I would normally do, and training for the next 2-3 weeks went fine, so fine. I was tired, put that down to an iron deficiency that I had an iron infusion for, and Bob's your uncle, off we go, get on the plane a week before Tatra Sky Marathon over to Europe, and get off the plane, think I'm tired, but I'm jet lagged, sure, and then get to the start line, and I made it 7Ks. Now, that was a beautiful 7Ks because I was in the lead for quite a while of that. I was with the lead pack this whole time and feeling really confident. My body, I thought, was in a good spot, but it hit a great big red button between 7 and 8K of that race. It was chest pain, heart palpitations, dizziness. I wasn't functioning anymore. It was really early on. I wasn't overexerted. It was just at that point, I started freaking out. I had a blood clot, not going to lie. I'm 5 days off a flight from Australia to Europe. So that was where my brain first went. Long story short there, ended up in a hospital in Poland. then the fun begins, because they can't find anything really wrong with me other than the fact that you can tell my body's in a bit of distress, but at the same time there's nothing showing up on the echocardiogram. Heart's all fine. Good stuff. Get released from there being told it's a post-viral thing from the virus I'd had a month earlier. And I'm like, cool, okay, well, all we can do is rest. I rest for 4 days, doing absolutely nothing, and just proceed to get worse. I am dizzy beyond belief. I am tired, even though all I'm doing is resting, and I'm just going downhill. I then develop severe abdominal pain. Now I'm home. I'm alone in France, trying to navigate this. Probably should have or would have taken myself to hospital if I was home, but alas, when you're by yourself in a foreign country, it takes a lot to call an ambulance. So suffered that one through with poor mum and dad on the phone at 3 a.m. Aussie time. And again, was just like, okay, don't know what to do here. Ended up spending a whole week getting blood tests and doctors' things in France now. And at this point, I'm 4 weeks out from CCC. And I'm going, well, it's been like 1.5 bad weeks so far. Like, I can deal with this. Saw the doctor, diagnosed as gastritis with vagal symptoms. Didn't know that was a thing, but sure. There we go. Then get treated for that, take all the meds, do all the things, and start to get better. I get a whole 4-5 days of feeling a little better, getting back to training and starting the TMB hike, which is the Tour de Mont Blanc. Amazing hike. Views like this everywhere you look. It's amazing. But then on day 4, me and my partner, so this is completely unrelated. This is just another event of luck, or bad luck, as we're going to say, where we both come down with something. Food poisoning, gastro, norovirus, we don't know. But either way, both of us were sick as a dog. That was not fun, having very, very severe gastro for a few days straight. And again, another week in bed. Now I am 2 weeks out from CCC. And that's when I unfortunately made the call that, okay, 100 Ks isn't going to happen in 2 weeks when I've just had my body fully depleted by whatever I had. So at this point, I'm chalking all that up as to like separate events, just bad luck. Okay, like cop this one on the chin as much as you can cop stuff like that on a chin, because that turned my 6-week trip into Europe, business trip really, because I'm there to work, into a holiday that I couldn't afford, and no races. So that was where I sort of left it. I slowly got better over the next 2 weeks, thinking, okay, turn this into a positive. Let's sign up for Hounslow. It's 2 weeks after I get home in Oz. I'm feeling good again. I feel like I can rock up and be competitive. And I never get a chance to do it. And I'm coming out of this. That was my thinking. It was all fine. Then we fly home. Now, jet lag's a bitch, but this was just normal jet lag to begin with. But I also did get a gastroscopy and colonoscopy 3 days off the plane, because trying to figure out exactly what was going on in my guts with the gastritis and the virus or whatever I had with the gastro. So that was fine. Not fun to do 3 days into jet lag and feeling like an absolute horrible sack of a human being. But then after that, like a day after that, which doesn't surprise me, my body's just been depleted again by bowel prep. Might be not the smartest move in hindsight, but I felt fine at the time. I woke up with a sore throat and blocked nose and all virusy and head coldy again. I'm like, great, okay. Round whatever this is we're up to now. Go see the GP. He just thinks it's another virus. I get a blood test. It's not glandular. It's not CMV. It's nothing of the big nasty ones that they worry about. Says we'll follow up with an ENT eventually, but that was where I was left with the GP. This is now 7 days ago. So I rest, because it's a virus, right? So all I can do and now is rest. I try to run again a few days before Hounslow, and it's very clear that I'm no longer making Hounslow either. So there goes another race off the calendar. And luckily I didn't get on that plane to Sydney, because essentially I'm sitting here now, the day after the race was meant to be, and having just spent another night in hospital. Because yesterday, after a solid few days of nothing but rest, I woke up unable to function, dizzy, like I can't do a thing. Right now, thankfully they've given me some good meds to help with the dizziness, but I'm not feeling right at all. Like I'm at the low of the low at this point because spend another night in hospital, I'm dizzy, it kind of hurts to breathe. Like I feel so tired despite sleeping 11 hours a night every single night this week. And essentially I'm kept overnight, chest CT, chest x-ray, all the bloods, all the swabs. Nothing. Still nothing. So I'm currently in that really, really, really uncomfortable spot of going, okay, something's not right. I really don't feel good. No matter what I try to do, I rest more, it seems to feel worse. I try to do anything and I actually at this point I can't, because if I stand up, I'm dizzy. If I sit down, I'm dizzy. Right now, looking at this bloody camera, I'm a little bit dizzy. So I can't train. I can just keep resting, but currently it seems like it's doing nothing. But all my bloods are fine. Like, if you do all the doctor tests, I'm fine. So far. Now, I haven't seen the ENT yet. But there's my spiel. Now, that probably turned into a longer spiel than it should have been. But it's been a ride, guys. Like, and I know this is very cliche to say, but I was so fit. I felt amazing back in June. And even in periods in between then, I've felt great again. Like, I know my body is currently very strong. I've had no niggles for ages. I feel really good when I do run and I have my good days. But the good days are few and far between at this point. And now, as I sit here, I am 5 weeks away from being meant to race again in Malaysia for the rest of the Skyrunning World Series. Now, part of me has this faith that the one thing so far that's gone okay at the start of the year was the Skyrunning World Series. We had the mishap at Tatra. That was a bummer. But I'm like, okay, can I turn this around? Now, without knowing what's wrong, I don't know if I can turn this around. That's going to be a tough ask. But that's what journey I'm going to take you on, hopefully, for anyone that cares to listen or cares to watch, because I know I'm not alone in the fact that there's many times as an athlete, you're stuck in these ruts of going. So often it's injury. And right now, I'm not injured. I don't have any niggles. I feel strong. Like my muscles, my musculature all feel so healthy. Just my body is in a rut. It's just maybe the doctors at the hospital just seem to think currently it just hasn't had a chance to recover from anything. And so I just need to give it time, which I'm going to give it. I'm going to pretend I'm not a runner for maybe the next week or so and see how that goes. I'm also going to book in with my naturopath. I've been eating all of the good foods, all of the good drinks. Like I've just been going back to the sort of homeopathic remedies almost, just to try and cover all bases here because I'm at a loss. But holding on to the faith that at the end of all of this shit show that I'm currently dealing with, there's going to be something good. Like, I think that's the one thing that's gotten me through. I will detail a lot of this in future videos because I know that it's hopefully helpful for people out there to see where you can come from and get to and the journey out of things like that. But yeah, the one thing that I hold on to is just always this belief inside of going, but there's something more there. Like I have something to give and there's something special that I'm going to perform one day. It's just, I thought it was going to be this year. I really, really did. It's turning out my body's given me all the signs that it's not quite. But I'm going to work with my body. I'm going to see what naturopaths, what ENTs, I'm going to see many doctors this week and just try and get to the bottom of it. Now, you don't always get to the bottom of medical things. I'm very aware of that. It's a sad fact of many people's realities. Like I know I'm absolutely blessed to have gotten as far as I have because for some people this is their daily reality. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell right now. This was meant to be a really interesting video of my build to CCC. I've got some footage from that and then the final prep and then the race and then the yay. But there was no yay. There hasn't been a yay in a while for me. I've had 2 out of what, 5, 6 races, 7 races go well this year. um, and every single time it's been something different. It's just been one of them. So here's to all the athletes in maybe similar spots where it's just life isn't handing you much rather than absolute lemons right now, and you're getting a bit sick of making most of it and trying to make lemonade. Now my lemonade has quickly become lemon tequila or something, like something harder than that, because that's needed to get through this. But either way, we're going to pick ourselves back up. And from here, this I'm kind of marking as the start of me going, okay, system reset. We're starting from zero. How do we go from here to first step, having a run that feels good again? So yeah, come on that journey with me. Might be interesting, might not. You can let me know. But either way, I'm hoping that it helps me to document it and have something like this here, but also might help someone else that needs to see a way out of the crap and know that they're not alone in the absolute crap times that being an athlete or anyone trying to use their body, anyone trying to use their body to achieve something that's a big goal for them, because damn, that's hard to do. It's a beautifully intricate, weird thing, this human body. So yeah, I'll have another video in a week with an update. Hopefully with an answer, maybe with a run. Who knows? Follow along to find out.